Story 1. The House That Didn't Want Us. There you can call me Bomi. This happened when I was very young, around 7 years old, but the memories are still painfully clear. In the spring of 2007, my family had to move suddenly. My mom found a quiet, rural house in Namyangju. It was a two-story detached house, but each floor was completely separate. The first floor belonged to someone else. We lived on the second floor, reached by a stone staircase outside. Above us was a rooftop. Even before we moved in, something felt wrong. When my mom first went to check the house, there were crutches and a wheelchair left at the entrance of the second floor, even though the previous tenant had already moved out. Inside the kitchen cabinet under the sink, she found used syringes and IV tubes, like hospital trash that had been shoved out of sight. She didn't want the house, but we had no choice. At night, it was usually just me and my mom at home. One evening, I was standing by the living room window, drinking milk and waiting for my older brothers to come home. The window faced the stone stairs outside. I blinked. My oldest brother was suddenly standing right in front of the window, staring straight at me. I remember thinking, why is he home so early? I told him, wait here, I'll tell Mom to open the door. When my mom and I opened it, no one was there. She called my brother immediately. He answered from the bus. I could hear the card scanner beep. That night was the beginning. After that, my mom started hearing things. Heavy knocking on walls, loud banging from the rooftop like footsteps. The sound of a phone dropping onto concrete outside the door. Every time she checked, there was nothing. I started seeing things. I saw my brother's shape again. And once, while lying in my brother's room, I looked toward the window and saw a woman hanging upside down, smiling, her long hair slowly lowering itself into the room like it was alive. I didn't know what a ghost was. I just stared. Right before her face could reach mine, the phone rang. I ran out of the room. We also had 2 dogs. A puppy suddenly got sick and died. Our large dog broke its leg without explanation. Then my mom fell and shattered her leg, so badly she needed a cast for nearly a year. We moved out after only 5 months. Even now, I still sometimes sense things, but that house was the first place that taught me something very important. Some places don't want people living in them. Story 2. The Dance Studio That Watched Me. Years later, I attended an arts high school as a Korean traditional dancer. I lived in a dorm, but I often stayed late to practice, sometimes alone until 10:30 at night. The dance studios were on the 5th floor. 4 studios wrapped around the floor. Only one light was ever on, mine. The door had a small glass panel. One night I felt it. Someone was watching me. I assumed it was the security guard doing his rounds, but the feeling didn't go away. I checked the door. No one. It kept happening, over and over, for 3 years. Whenever I felt that gaze, I dreamed the same dream that night. I open the door. A figure with long hair and blood-filled eyes rushes at me. I wake up screaming. Eventually, fear turned into exhaustion. I stopped reacting. But when I was alone later in life, the sleep paralysis started. I couldn't move. I could hear. I could smell. And my mind filled in the rest. Now when it happens, I curse at whatever I think is there. Out loud. It's the only way I wake up. Story 3. My Father's Military March, 1986. This is my father's story. In 1986, during basic training, he was stationed at a military training center near Nonsan. One night, his bunkmate, A man I'll call David began sleeping with his eyes wide open, not moving, not blinking, just staring, every night. When my father confronted him, David denied everything. One night my father stared back. David didn't blink until the sound of guards approached. Then he closed his eyes instantly. Weeks later, during a rainy nighttime march, something worse happened. The road was wet, but the fields beside it were dry. Under a floodlight, my father saw something hanging on a barbed wire fence. At first, he thought it was a watermelon. It was a head, then another, and another. Heads lined the road. Heads covered the ground. Some had missing eyes. Some were smiling. Some screamed when stepped on. Other soldiers saw them too. Later, a drill instructor admitted it quietly. That road was known for hearse sounds, voices that lured soldiers away. Some followed them. Some never came back. My father said the scariest thing wasn't the ghosts. It was that no one was allowed to talk about it.